Hey guys, this is the Overleveled podcast, episode 20. And we have Inspector here, but the other Taladia and Marvel DC fan couldn't make it. Taladia just wasn't feeling well, and Marvel DC fan is, I have no idea. He might be a bit busy, or he may just show up
Yeah, probably
unexpectedly.
school.
So I did send him the link via Twitter. So if he, shows up, he shows up because he did that, last time. So we got a couple topics to talk about, and we'll start off, with the gaming side like usual. And of course, there was a story going around, and this was Coalition. Coalition is the developer of Gears of War 4, and they're the first party studio of Microsoft. And originally they were making, a new IP for Microsoft. It was like supposed to be a like heist type of game. And then, Microsoft bought the rights to Gears of War from Epic, and they went to Coalition. They weren't called Coalition at the time, but then they essentially asked Coalition saying, "Do you guys want to work on Gears of War?" They said yes, and then they made Gears of War 4. And now, coming to present day, there was a listing on the website. I think it was for like motion capture, I believe, saying that they were working with Coalition on a new IP, and the production started in 2017. And everyone's hyped at the Xbox camp. Everybody was super hyped that they were developing a new IP, and they really needed a new IP to diversify their lineup of games. And Microsoft came out, made a statement, and said, "No, they're not making a new IP. Their studio is focused on making Gears of War." And now everyone's just like, "What? Are you serious right now?" And I can't believe it. I honestly was shocked to hear it. And this kind of was the time to let Coalition or let their first party studios make brand new IPs to combat Sony PlayStation brand, of course. And I was thinking of along the lines of, if they were to do this, they would win a lot of, I wouldn't want to say respect, but they would win more of the appeal for the masses if they were to make a new IP. But I don't know what's happening with Microsoft or Xbox as a whole and why they wouldn't. But they're solely focused on Gears, and we're going to have to take it at face value unless they're lying. But Microsoft, usually when they make those type of statements, they're being 100% serious. And what I think about it is, this was a missed opportunity, and this is just going to be the same old Forza, Gears, and Halo. Inspector, what do you think about the whole rumor going around? Well, not rumor, but the website from the CGI, not the CGI, the motion capture team, working on a new IP with Coalition, and then Microsoft saying that wasn't true.
Yeah, I feel it's a major missed opportunity because as you said, like the problem with Microsoft is that with their exclusives, they become way more way more formulaic than Sony. Because if you look at Sony, they're being more experimental with their first party studios. Like if you look at let's say Guerrilla Games, which is a subsidiary of Sony Interactive, like they went from making Killzone, which can kind of be compared to Gears of War. They're kind of the same concept, just one's first person, one's third person. And they went on to make Horizon, which is a totally different game. It's a action RPG open world game.
And third person.
And third person. And that's a totally different dynamic. And like Sony had trust in Guerrilla, and Guerrilla delivered. It was one of the most highly praised games of the year, of last year. And the problem, it seems, with Microsoft is that they're so focused on old exclusives like Halo, Gears, Forza, and Crackdown, I would say, because Crackdown is kind of like a mainstay of Xbox, but Crackdown 3 is like, I don't know when that's happening, but yeah, it's just a major missed opportunity. I think it would have been cool if they were working on a new IP. That would get me interested. It's just that Gears of War, I think it's run its course because 4 bombed, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it underperformed
Yeah,
to their expectations.
yeah, it underperformed. And I think that was the problem with 4 is that like they didn't market it with Marcus Phoenix up until the end. I think that was the problem. I know it wasn't focusing on Marcus, but like just the characters didn't like grab people that much in the marketing. It just seemed like another Gears of War just without Marcus.
Yeah, it didn't seem like like even the combat didn't really truly evolve or shake things up. It was just the same.
Yeah.
Where then you compare it to like God of War and they like changed it. It has evolved.
It's more like weighty and all that stuff. It's more, I don't want to say stiff, but like,
yeah, they changed the camera angle and they changed like the way the combat is, and it's very different.
Yeah.
And them focusing on the story and characters. So it's like in a different direction.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the next topic I guess we can really talk about is God of War. So this is there was a tweet put out by Colin Moriarty, who worked at IGN, kind of funny, and now he does a YouTube channel, Colin's Last Stand, Colin's like side quest, I believe. But he put on a tweet and he said he, had an insider that told him that, God of War, pre-order sales are soft. And to that, I say that is actually reasonable because we don't actually have an official release date. And we see that with many games, and the marketing hasn't ramped up yet. It hasn't gone to that tipping point. And usually once we get that solid release date, people are going to start pre-ordering because people don't know that.
And they also haven't announced a collector's edition yet.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't know that you can pre-order even if there's not a release date.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things. It's just the consumer just do not know that. So they kind of wait until, they find out. And then they're like, all right, let me pre-order. So to me, I respect Colin a lot, but I feel like he kind of like, he's this big gaming journalist, or he was this big gaming journalist. He kind of should know the reasons behind that. And not kind of like, because he's like, oh, I expect the game to be good and stuff like that. But, it's soft. And I was just like, but Colin, the explanation is pretty simple.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that?
Just wait and see. As you said, they don't have a release date. They have a release window, but they don't have a release date. They have a window of early 2018, which is very broad, which is at the latest probably
goes from like January to like
mid-April.
March, I believe.
Yeah, March.
In April, yeah.
January to March is Q1, which is technically early 2018. But and it's weird that they haven't announced the release date yet. I expected a release date like last month. But
I heard, like, I remember, I could be wrong, but I know some people are talking about this. It was very similar. I don't know if it was to God of War 3 or God of War Ascension, where in January they announced the release date and then it came out in March.
It's weird because they just had a Game Informer cover.
Yeah, the Game Informer hasn't come out yet, though, right?
I think it was this month's issue. Like, I don't get Game Informer anymore. My GameStop membership like ended like in August, so I don't get a Game Informer anymore.
Because I don't know if it officially came out. I know they've been posting some videos like slowly trickling down, and people think Game Informer's last, God of War video will be that release date, or will be a trailer or something like that.
Maybe like I don't know, just because maybe they didn't want to put out a date like right away, just because they wanted to make sure that they didn't want to set a date because they didn't want the game to get delayed. I guess They didn't
Yeah,
want to
which
put
kind
a
of
date
happened
on.
with
Yeah,
Naughty Dog's Uncharted 4. It
yeah,
was delayed what, like four
yeah, 4 times.
four
Because it
times,
was it
five,
was originally
something like that.
because it was originally supposed to come out in 2015, and then it came out in May of 2016. So it got delayed
Mhm.
3 times.
So
Uh,
that was kind of like Sony's like philosophies.
yeah, like
Get the release window.
yeah, yeah. I'm not surprised that pre-orders are soft, just because I think the marketing has been really soft. As you said, it hasn't really ramped up. Like the only
Hmm.
trailers we've had are like E3 last year, E3
It,
this year,
yeah,
and then
the
Paris Games
Paris,
Week.
which
Yeah, and
wasn't
then
as big.
yeah, then because that was like only like a minute and a half. Those
Yeah,
other trailers are like 5 minutes, like 3 minutes, something like
hmm
that.
exactly.
So yeah, I'm not surprised. I expect once we get closer to like February, we're gonna get more marketing, and they're gonna probably announce a collector's edition. Then
For sure,
pre-orders are
I'll
gonna,
probably be getting that shit.
yeah,
I'll be getting it.
they're
Like
probably gonna put probably
Amazon
like
always. Mhm.
probably gonna put the axe as like a because I love doing that for like collector's
Yeah,
editions. Like they did that for Gears of War with like the Lancer and like all that stuff.
yeah. I will be getting it. I do want to say to people, if you guys have Prime, usually you get the collector's edition on Prime. You get it discounted, or not discount. Like the. Actually, no, it would be discounted. You'd just be saving money if you get on Amazon Prime. GameStop you pay full price though, so
Yeah.
kind of you gotta pick
Unless,
and choose. That's keep going.
unless you completely prepay the game, then you don't have to worry about
That's
that.
true. hmm Actually, onto the conversation with God of War, due to Game Informer's kind of exclusive coverage, I guess you could say, right? They've been posting some videos, the cover. I don't think we actually got the article though yet to kind of go more in depth with it. I know we got an interview with Corey and another person, and then 102 rapid questions for Corey about the game. And it was very interesting because he said a couple of key things, or he couldn't say a couple of key things, kind of like, kind of solidify what may kind of happen, right? So Corey did say, he kind of confirmed that Norse mythology is, near the Greek area, or not near the Greek, or there's borders, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with Egypt. Egypt's, has their gods and stuff like that, and they kind of can, in a way, go into different mythologies, right? So we don't know if Norse will be just in this game, right? But there, we found out that the axe is called Leviathan, which is interesting, right? Leviathan is considered like more of the Kraken beast in the waters. So it's very interesting hearing about the axe. I don't know if in Norse mythology there's an axe called Leviathan or not. So I have no idea. Corey did confirm there will not be a double jump button, which was very, kind of self-explanatory with the videos and the trailers being shown for God of War. So I don't mind not having a double jump button. It kind of felt weird as well seeing Kratos double jump at times.
Yeah. Like double jumping is always awkward. Like how do they double jump?
Yeah, double jump in air. It's really weird animation too. It's like,
It's like pop and then flip.
I was like, all right. There was some interesting. Okay, I know the interviewer asked if Kratos has all of his Greek weapons with him, and no, he said he left it back in Greece, right? So, do I personally think that we may get a return, form of maybe a weapon coming back? I think so. I know there's been rumors, and the ESRB kind of like leaked that. But no, it makes sense if we get one of those weapons back.
I feel it might be the Cestus, if it's
You
anything.
think so?
Yeah.
I think the Blades of Chaos in some way. I don't know how it's going to happen.
I don't know. I think that's too predictable. I think they're gonna throw a curveball.
You think so?
But yeah.
He was also asked, will returning voice actors come back? And he said yes. which is very interesting. Because a lot of the voice actors' roles are gone, right? They're dead.
Isn't even Kratos a new voice actor?
Oh yeah. Besides him, I mean, unless they do like a flashback with the old voice actor, right? I don't think they're gonna do that. Maybe Zeus in his head. I have no idea how that's gonna work. I do have a theory though. I said this multiple times.
Maybe it's Athena. Maybe because
right there was a question. There was a
Mm-hmm.
question saying, "Will Athena be in the game?" Stayed silent.
And let me guess, he didn't answer the question. Like, he said it might happen, but
no, he just was silent.
Oh, of course, he just didn't answer.
And then they just asked another question, which kind of comfort. You know, when they don't say no, that basically means they're coming back.
Yeah.
So I mean, it made sense. I mean, when you say returning voice actors or actresses, it makes sense. Could it be the reason why the gods are after Kratos? Maybe. Athena's talking behind, with the gods over there. It makes sense. I don't think we'll see Zeus. I have no idea, honestly. Like, what do you think? Like, in all honesty, besides Athena, like, what other voice actors would come back?
Maybe they can, maybe it doesn't need to be old gods. Maybe they just recast their roles. Maybe, like, the person who played, maybe the person who played Hermes can play Loki. Because he kind of has, that, kind of, voice that fits Loki. Like, that kind of, pompous kind of...
That's true.
Voice that would fit Loki.
He also confirmed that there will not be QuickTime events in this game.
Oh,
which is very interesting. Yeah, right. Like it's
like a God of War staple,
right? So yeah, it's interesting. They're taking a different turn for God of War, and there's the purists. I would say the purists. I can't believe it. They changed the camera angle, make it more like The Last of Us. And it's like, really? And it's like, if I would play the walking simulator, it would be The Last of Us. I was like, what the fuck?
What?
Exactly. Sometimes, like, the fanboys, or I don't know what you want to call them, it's like, I didn't know The Last of Us, didn't have shooting and crafting and killing and a good storyline, but, totally a walking simulator.
And
then God of War, it totally looks like a walking simulator, too.
Yeah. Like, it's
people
not like you're still fighting large monsters. Yeah. Those people are just ignorant. They just can't change.
He also asked the interviewer if there will be side quests. He's like, no, but yes. We don't call them side quests in the game. So I know there's been talks like the game would be more of an open area or open hub. I guess you can compare it to like Tomb Raider, right? Where it has like these like small like open area stuff that you can do in them.
Interesting.
So it's gonna be interesting. Will it I don't know, help with the story, or like have their own mini stories?
So I guess this will be the first God of War without the sex mini game.
Yeah, they confirmed there's no sex mini game. So no, they're changing it. I personally think they're making the game more mature than it previously was.
Yeah, because like the only God of War game I played was God of War 3. And I got that as the remaster, and I'm like, it was fun. It was kind of frustrating because it was my first God of War, so I had a lot of trouble with the bosses. But it was fun. But I get why people might say it's the weakest of the franchise. Like well, not of the franchise, but weakest of the trilogy.
Wait, which one was it?
God of War 3.
Yeah. Same thing, but I say Ascension as well. It's kind of like Ascension. To me, kind of was like a story. We know how it's going to play out.
Ascension was kind of like the Arkham Origins of God of War.
Well, you can give Arkham Origins a benefit, though, saying like you didn't really know how the story is going to play out per se.
Yeah, it's weird because they came out in the same year.
Yeah, because God of War Ascension. Yeah, because God of War Ascension was we knew how this was going to end. We knew that Kratos was going to break the bonds from Ares and all that because it was explained in God of War 1. And it's like, I don't know. I never knew. I was always going to wonder why they did that. But who knows?
Yeah.
I know Corey, he's the director of God of War 2, is on God of War. God of War. Which I like. I like God of War 2. I think it's the best God of War out of all of them. And he also wrote like Ghost of Sparta or something like that as well.
The PSP Ghost of Sparta. Yeah.
I think it's with his brother, I believe, which was actually like one of the like best stories, along with God of War 2. So he's really good.
He didn't do Chains of Olympus. He just did Ghost of Sparta.
I think what other? I'm pretty sure Ghost of Sparta is with Kratos' brother. I don't know if that's true or not.
Oh no, I didn't play the. As I said, the only one I played was 3. So
because all I know is with the brother, and he wrote that, which was really good. There was a joke, and I think people took this seriously, and people were just like, how long are you gonna be on the boat? It's like, 30% of the game. And then you got people like taking it seriously. And then he had to even like do sarcastic comics, on Twitter. It's like, no, what I really meant was like 80% of the game. And then like, because like, I don't like to say like there's camps and stuff like that, but a lot of Xbox guys took it at face value. Like, 30% of the game, you're going to be on a boat. And it's like, understand sarcasm and understand humor. But he wasn't being serious. But overall, they're gonna keep throwing more information. My prediction is, of course, that they're gonna give the release date either in Game Informer's video or the actual Game Informer article, or of course they're gonna release a trailer via Game Informer with the release date.
Or they're just going to be one of those companies like, we're not going to tell you a release date, but it's just going to release whenever it releases.
Oh my, that would be awful. That's like a big game, so I don't think they should do that.
I know, I'm kidding. They're not going to do that.
That would be bad. It's like, it would be great for us, right? But it's like, not for like the sales, I don't think. It'd just be down the drain. Overall, I believe that is majority of the gaming news. Besides, there's one more, and this is about PlayStation, of course. And PlayStation has some sale numbers, and of course, for the PS4 holiday of 2017, console sales surpassed 5.9 million units.
Wow.
So the total console sales now over 73.6 million. Which that is crazy.
That is crazy.
5.9 million over the holiday. And this isn't like the year, right? This is just a small duration.
And judging that 2017 is 4 years after the PS4 launched, that's like great numbers.
Mm-hmm. I wish we knew Xbox's numbers.
And that's worldwide, right? That's worldwide numbers? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 73.6. Oh, and also, a lot of people were saying this is also going to be one of the last gaming topic news. And so the president of Sony, not Andrew House, but the new one, right?
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Because people, I guess Xbox camp was saying, oh, Sony's going to do games as a service. Sony is now, because they were talking about the board meeting about games as a service, and we didn't know if the whole thing was true or not. It was like 50-50. Well, he said essentially that on Twitter, actually, he was talking about saying that he's going to continue the vision of Andrew House and continue with the games. And he is not going to do games as a service. Which, rightfully so, shut people up. That's saying that PlayStation was going to go with microtransactions and make more multiplayer online games. No, they're focused on making good exclusive titles for their system. So what do you think about this? Do you think this is good news for the new PlayStation president taking over for Andrew House?
Yeah, I think it's great that he's focusing on what Andrew House's vision was, just make great games. I think that's a great vision just for a video game company.
Yeah, just make good games. That's all.
Yep.
And I think this was a very interesting thing to talk about, though, because it just popped up in my head, right? Corey Balrog was saying in one of the God of War interviews, and this wasn't the rapid fire. This was kind of talking about how this game came to be. And he was talking, the question was asked, and I would also ask you this question, right? Has the game industry matured to this point that a lot of gamers, I guess, now are, into the 20s or 30s, and they just want more mature games / storylines? Do you think that's, a thing? And like, because I believe that's a thing.
Yeah,
a lot of people are asking for those more intimate stories.
I believe it's a thing now, especially because I think it started when the current gen consoles were coming out. People were wanting more, and I think it actually might have started with The Last of Us, when people when people saw The Last of Us, they're like, that's an amazing game. I want more of that, more of that tone, more of that maturity in games.
Mm-hmm.
And because before then, when it came to M-rated games, or mature games, I would say the big ones were still like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed.
Halo and all
Halo.
that.
Yeah, Gears of War, those games. But I mean, I'm not saying those games aren't mature or emotional or whatever, but when The Last of Us came out, it blew up because it was Naughty Dog doing something other than Uncharted, which was already a proven franchise, and they they already had high expectations for the game because it was Naughty Dog, and they totally blew those expectations out of the water. So that's why I think people want more mature themed games. And I think that's why if you've seen Sony, if you've seen the Sony exclusives, I don't want to say they're following the formula of Last of Us, but even if you see between Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 4, there was definitely a big tone change, because you could definitely tell that Uncharted 4 was a little bit more darker in tone, more serious in tone than 3 was. And maybe that's because Naughty Dog was The Last of Us. I'm just assuming here. I'm not saying this is what actually happened, but Sony was okay, people loved Last of Us because of the serious tone. Let's put that in Uncharted, and it works because Uncharted 4 was amazing. And even if you look at Days Gone, which looks like a Last of Us ripoff, it looks like Last of Us mixed with Dead Rising. But then even if you look at God of War, they changed the camera angle, the movement is slower, the combat is more heavy, kind of like Last of Us. Yeah, I think
there's more emphasis on the story.
Yeah, it's more emphasis on the story. Yeah, I think this is a true statement that you said. I think people are more focused on these mature games because we all watch the video game awards with that super cringy Bethesda thing about save single player games when they don't need to be saved, because Sony is making great single player games. Even Ubisoft is making still good single player games. Single player games aren't dying. There's just a stigma that they're dying when they're not. But
yeah, I think it doesn't help with companies like EA and Activision do some massive fuck ups,
Yeah.
which kind of like ruins the image of gaming.
Yeah.
All right, one more thing, because I completely forgotten. This kind of big news in a way. Twitter Insomniac posted that they're in the playtesting phases for Spider-Man PS4. They showed a picture, of course, of the UI for the PlayStation 4 with the game of Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this is good news. I don't think it's in the final phases of playtesting. I would say it's in the initial phases of playtesting. What I mean by that is, like, God of War is like in the final stages. Like, that's coming out in like probably March, if not, April, somewhere along the lines of that. I'm still saying March. If I were to guess, if I'm a betting man, when Spider-Man PS4 will come out, which I think if they're just starting playtesting phase, I think usually you give it about 5 months. I'm gonna say June, if I were a betting man of that release date. I think it makes sense. It usually takes that time frame to work out the bugs. This is a big open world game. It's New York. I think that's feasible. What do you think, Inspector? What do you think about Insomniac posting that picture saying that they're in the playtesting phases for Spider-Man PS4?
Yeah, it makes sense. They've been they've been working on this game for probably about 2 years, so it makes sense that they're in the final testing phase. Well, not final testing phase, but in the testing phase.
Yeah, the initial testing phase.
Yeah, the initial testing phase. And as you said, it should take probably like a few months just to work out all the bugs, since it is a big open world, kind of like Arkham Knight. And even when the game does go gold and the game does come out, there still will be bugs, because
it's an open world. Even The Witcher, even though I love The Witcher,
yeah,
it has a little bit of glitches here and there.
Yeah,
same thing with Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight has the clippings and
yeah, Arkham Knight has clippings and the cape physics. The cape physics aren't as silly as Arkham City, because the cape physics in Arkham City are kind of wonky.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's just it happens with any open world game.
It happens. Yeah, it happens with any open world game. Yeah, it at least
just do not have it to that version of like Assassin's Creed Unity. It should be fun if it's not like that. Or Arkham Origins, I would say.
At least Unity is playable now, because they patched the hell out of that game.
They patched the shit out. Like so many patches.
Yeah.
They were big too.
WB Montreal was like, screw it. We're not going to patch the game.
Yeah, I remember playing some on the PC like maybe a year or two ago. I was like, yo, I'm going to grapple on this building. And I couldn't get up the building. Like, I was stuck on the ledge. I was like, what the fuck? Dude, this is so bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm really looking forward to Spider-Man. I assume it's going to come out sometime, probably summer.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like June-ish. Latest, maybe July.
Yeah.
I would definitely think there would be a collector's edition. It makes sense. I mean, it should there should be one for that type
most
of
likely it's going to be a statue, like most collection editions.
Yeah, I totally see it. So now I guess we're gonna go into a transition topic, and also I guess because we didn't do it last episode, which I don't understand why we didn't do it. I guess we're gonna go into like our top 3 favorite movies of 2017, and starting off with me, I'm going to have to say my top 3 movies of 2017. It may surprise people, right? I'm going with 3 for Split, 2 for... See, I always go back and forth with these ones. Oh, actually, shit. No. No. So
go back.
I gotta go back again because see, I like a lot of movies last year. Last year was a good year for movies.
Yeah,
okay, Blade Runner is 1 for me. 2, okay, this is the part where I always go back and forth. between War for the Planet of the Apes and Logan for me. Shit.
You could always move Split to 4. Make it
Yeah,
easier.
I know. Yeah, I'm gonna move that to 4, and then I'm gonna. Yeah, so 2 and 3 though is tough. For right now, I'm gonna say 2 is Logan for me, 3 is War, and then 4 is Split, and then if I do like 6, then it'll be like 5 for me would be Homecoming, and 6 would be Wonder Woman, and then the rest follows. Like Guardians would be maybe 9 if I were to do that.
Yeah. Like my bottom movies, like I didn't like Split as much. Like I didn't like Split, so that's at my bottom. But I would put like Alien Covenant at the bottom. I didn't really like Covenant that much. I didn't really like The Disaster Artist. I put that at the bottom. Then everything else is just like kind of blends together and it's kind of like in the middle. I'll tell my top 5 once you get to me.
Yeah, you go because I already like did like my 6.
Hold up. Let me pull up my list on Letterboxd.
Oh boy.
So my number 1 is War for the Planet of the Apes. I love that movie a lot. Great ending to the trilogy, one of the best trilogies, best modern trilogies there is. My number 2 is Wonder Woman. My number 3 is Beauty and the Beast. My number 4 is Logan. And my number 5 is It.
Yeah, see, it's hard. Like, dude, these lists get hard, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like It as well. Like, it's hard to place.
Yeah.
The movie. It was a good year. It's not like, you know, it's a good thing to say, you know, it's hard to put movies in those certain places, and there's a lot of good movies for last year.
Yeah.
Because the year before that, it sucked. I'm not gonna lie. 2016 was pretty bad.
Year. Yeah, it was a bad year for movies.
Oh bueno.
No.
And this year, it's not gonna be as good as 2017, I don't think, but it's still gonna be better than 2016, I think.
Yeah.
But I guess we're gonna go now into TV/movie news, and of course, I guess we're gonna go with the really like basic one, and this is kind of going into Jumanji. In the box office for this week, Jumanji is number 1, which is kind of crazy. I don't know why it's number 1. To me, it just seems very generic. Comedy movie. With Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Though. It has The Rock, so.
Yeah, I mean, like I like The Rock, but like I'm kind of getting tired of the dynamic between Kevin Hart and The Rock.
I'm just sick of Kevin Hart. Like, get him off. I don't like Kevin Hart.
Like, I think The Rock is a good actor. It's like I feel like he's getting bad roles though. Like,
yeah,
well, because I feel Jumanji
is like in 10 movies each year.
Yeah, like I think he was great in Moana, but then you got like movies like Jumanji and this next movie. I don't know what it's called. It's like another ape movie, but it's based off a video game. Yeah, that one. But that looked straight up like like I know it was played around the same time Jumanji was the trailer as well, so it was weird seeing him 2 times.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck? So like to me that would confuse audiences. Yeah. Be like, why? It looks like he's like, is this Jumanji Part 3 or something? But like, no, I don't know. The Rock is just, he's good. He's a good actor. It's just the roles he's been getting are shit. I don't know what to say. But what do you think about this? Jumanji being number 1.
I wouldn't say I'm surprised, just because like it came out at Christmas and it's a kids movie, so of course there's a lot of kids going to it, and plus it got like an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it got like a pretty good score on Rotten Tomatoes, and that made people more interested. To me, I'm not interested in it. I'm surprised on how much money it's making. It's like a big it's really big in the box office, which I'm surprised. I expected it to bomb. I didn't expect it to do this well.
You know what
I'm
this means? Another Jumanji movie.
Yeah, probably. As you said, like I like The Rock. He's a great he's not he's a good actor. He's a better personality in general than he is an actor. Like he plays off people a lot. But as I said, I'm just sick of Kevin Hart. Like whenever I see him on screen, I just like want to punch him because he's so annoying.
Yeah, to me, like
he's like the new Chris Tucker.
Yeah, like I compare like I guess Kevin Hart, Chris Tucker, and like Jesse Eisenberg in the same boat. Like to me, their acting abilities, their acting ranges are just they're themselves, and that's what I don't like about actors.
Yeah,
it's like you play yourself in a bunch of movies. I get very disinterested in the movies you're going to be in.
Yeah,
because you see Kevin Hart, right? See, the one with The Rock, the other one, Central Intelligence. You see it with Ice Cube, right?
And Ride Along.
Same, Ride Along, same exact roles. Like he plays himself. That doesn't take much. Like, and he gets like a lot of money. So it's, I don't know. It is what it is. It overtook The Last Jedi. What do I think about The Last Jedi? It being pushed. I think it was in third place, actually. Last Jedi was in third. Insidious was in second, which Insidious,
I don't know.
Insidious is like, I don't know why this franchise is still going. It's not even scary at all.
It's basically like Paranormal Activity.
And it should tell you something because it came out in January. So
yeah, it's like there's always that token trash horror movie that's always at the beginning of January. It's like it always happens.
And Insidious is, so what better movie to go in that slot? And what else? Other than that, Insidious looked like shit. I don't know. Did James Wan do an Insidious movie or no?
He directed the first one, kind of like Saw, where like he directed the first one and then like everyone else just directed the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first one was good. From what I heard from people, the first one was good.
I think he's like a producer or something, but like being a producer of those movies is like
it doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything.
Nothing at all. Just like James Cameron was a producer in all the Terminator movies.
He's probably just there for like continuity's sake or whatever, so the movies can connect to each other.
Yeah, and then of course, producers always have to say the movie's good. Always.
Yeah.
You can't say it otherwise. No, this movie is shit. Don't see it. Other than that, let's go into Deadpool 2. People, I don't know what's happening with this. TJ Miller's accusations or allegations coming in. And people are like, oh, they need to reshoot. Have TJ Miller, get out of the film, get somebody else to recast. And it would be like that Kevin Spacey situation with I don't know,
all the money in the world. I saw that movie.
Yeah,
so it was a good movie.
I think it was made by Ridley Scott, right?
It was Ridley Scott, yeah.
Dude, how many movies has he been making? Jeez,
he makes like a movie a year.
No, he made 2 though.
He made Covenant and he made this.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jeez. What can I say? People like the producers said that they're literally in the final stages, so they can't, replace TJ Miller, and it's so okay. There's an interesting. He said we're in the final editing. I don't think so, which basically means when they're in the final editing, they're doing the CGI, doing the touch-ups to the movie. So no, it's not gonna happen. I don't know why people thought it was gonna happen. Okay, but Schuler Donner, who's the producer, also briefly touched on Miller's future in the franchise, indicating it's up to Disney and Fox to make this decision, which is expected to happen after the Disney/Fox deal closes. That's a whole studio thing. Schuler Donner said, "I don't know." So, I guess my thoughts on will Disney replace them or Fox/Disney deal when it goes through? Most likely. Disney doesn't want anything to do with that type of allegations.
Nope.
You know, if it's true or if it's not, they don't. They just are going to get rid of them. I can't say whether or not it actually happened. I have no idea, so I can't say.
They're allegations.
So, but no, it makes sense that they're not gonna, do extensive reshoots. It doesn't make sense. They have to keep the film intact and not make it a mess. And also, yeah, Disney is going to kick him. What do you think, Inspector? What do you think about the whole news for this?
Yeah, as you said, like, they can't really replace him. Like, and the allegations are like pretty bad. Like how like they said he was choking this girl while like other people watched.
Mm-hmm.
That's like really bad. But yeah, they can't really replace him. And like people say, oh, are they gonna pull like a Kevin Spacey? The difference with Kevin Spacey is that he was probably in like a total of 20 minutes in that movie. For like that's not a lot to reshoot.
And there's no really CGI.
Yeah. And Christopher Plummer's like 70 anyway, so he fits the role more than Kevin Spacey. But yeah, like they can't replace him. Like I'm still looking like if the Disney Fox deal goes through, like yeah, like Disney will get rid of him. Like there's no chance he'll stay in the Disney regime knowing these allegations. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Like they're not going to replace him. It's too late in production to do so.
Yep. All right. Very interesting thing. This is gonna be about Chris Hemsworth. IGN was asking him, because of his contract's up after Avengers 4. And he just finished shooting. Chris Hemsworth, because he's promoting his new movie. It's a war film. I don't know what it is.
It's called 100 Strong, I think.
Okay, 100 Strong.
Something like that.
IGN, of course, fuck the movie he's in right now. Let's talk about Avengers and all that shit.
Always with interviewers.
It's just like, oh,
it's like Ben Affleck. You ever talk about The Accountant? Let's talk about Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Ben Affleck
Dude, I feel like those actors kind of get pissed off at times. They're just like, dude.
Well, they're in superhero movies. They kind of have to deal with it. But
yeah.
I'm not saying it's the
IGN,
good thing to do, but
yeah. No, I do think they get annoyed a bit though.
Yeah.
IGN was asking, how if he's going to be returning in the role, or if he wants to return in the role, and then from what I'm hearing, Thor Ragnarok, it kind of reinvigorated him wanting to be in the role, and also like these Avenger movies. He said he's been having really fun, and like Thor has been changing. Or I think I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he said Thor has been, into his character arc and all that. And from what I gathered, yeah, like I can believe that Chris is more interested in doing Thor now. It seemed like in Thor 1 and 2, he's just like he's been in movies that weren't that good until like Ragnarok, I guess, and people kind of associated it. Like I know Chris knows, like people thought that. Like Thor 1 and 2 weren't, good.
Yeah, like Thor was more like you either like it or you don't, and then not Thor Ragnarok, Thor
the Dark World
was kind of like,
yep,
like,
dude, I fell asleep in that movie. Jeez, and I rented it too.
I saw it in theaters. I think it came out like 2013.
Yeah, because it's after Avengers and after Iron Man 2. No, yeah.
And I remember liking it in the theaters, and then like a year later, I look back on it, I'm like, yeah, it's not that good.
Yeah.
Like I like the action
Exactly.
scenes, but that's pretty much all I like in that movie.
Oh, same. Um, but no, it makes sense. Do I think that they're going to give him another contract for Thor, though? Do you think Marvel Studios will do so? In my opinion, it can go either way. Because these guys are kind of leaking money from Marvel. I'm not gonna lie, Robert Downey Jr. is the biggest one of them, and
Yeah.
getting these new faces like Black Panther and Doctor Strange, they're not gonna get as much as money as Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth and all these other people. But do you think they're gonna renegotiate his contract, or are they going to just kill him off?
Hmm. That's interesting because like I don't know, because they're like their names are like draws, so I don't know why they would want to not renew their contracts. But I get why what you said about them like leaking money because they're getting most of the money. Like if you look at like Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr., probably Scarlett Johansson.
And then you compare it to like Tom Holland and
Yeah,
the guy who plays Black Panther. Like,
yeah, Chadwick Boseman.
there's a big discrepancy in money there.
Yeah. Yeah, like like I wouldn't be surprised if they like renew his contracts, but I wouldn't be disappointed if they didn't.
Yeah.
So, like he's been playing Thor for like 9 years, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, Something interesting though for I believe it's Black Panther. It for the first day, I believe it has broke the pre-sales of Civil War, which is a bit insane to say the least. I didn't think like it was gonna do it.
it's probably the black audience.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that to be racist, but it's big. Like it's gonna be big in terms of like the African American audience
I think it's gonna be the equivalent of like of
of like
Wonder Woman, I
Woman.
guess.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because Wonder Woman was huge, like in terms of women, because women were like the majority. Like I think it was like 51-49 in terms of like woman to men. So woman like really helped that movie.
Mm-hmm. So it's gonna make a ton of money. I don't know how much. I'm gonna say how much did Wonder Woman make worldwide?
Worldwide, and made I think 824 somewhere in like the 820s.
I'm gonna say it's around that ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
Around that. It would be it would be something if it hit $1 billion, but I don't think it's going to.
It's in February and it doesn't have any competition for a few months up until I guess New Mutants in April.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
by then, like, it's gonna be done in terms of its money.
so do you think there's a chance for it to hit $1 billion or no? Because like me, I don't know. It's like I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think I think it's safe to say it's gonna make between 800 and 900. I think that's a safe prediction. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now we're gonna talk quickly about 343. No, not 343. About this Halo TV show, right? And how the show is still in very active development.
And how
So
long has it been in development for?
it's been for a while. So it's been like they announced this thing. I think it was Steven Spielberg, right? That
I don't know.
announced this like show, I think. But like I don't even think he's associated with the show anymore. But so the article says executives at Showtime say that network's long developed Halo TV show is still in very active development. Asked by TV Guide, Showtime CEO David Nevins confirmed the news, adding that he's seen scripts for the show, perhaps tellingly still in very active development. It's exactly the same quote Nevins gave IGN back in 2015. President of programming, Gary Levine, told TV Guide that the project is still moving forward, and I'm encouraged by what we've seen so far. It's still live action, and it will definitely satisfy the fans of Halo, and I think also satisfy the drama audiences of Showtime. The show was first announced in 2013 following the release of Halo 4 and was being made in collaboration with Steven Spielberg. News since that has been few and far between. Originally announced as a show exclusive to Xbox Live, the project was then taken on by Showtime. And Halo's been notoriously hard to adapt, no matter the caliber of talent behind it. Aside from this project, Peter Jackson's Halo Chronicles was canceled in 2009, while we called the Ridley Scott-produced Halo Nightfall disappointing. Halo Forward Unto Dawn remains the most successful live-action adaptation of the franchise. We said it served as a template for how to do justice to the Halo universe in live action. So I didn't care about the last part, but it's it was being made in collaboration with Steven Spielberg, but I think it's not anymore because Steven Spielberg is doing other things right now.
Yep.
So that's not going to happen. And yeah, this was announced in 2013 and what we're in 2018, and they used the same quote back in 2015. So to you Halo TV fans, this thing is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I think they're wasting money now.
Yeah.
If they're still writing a script.
I think they should just scrap it.
Like 5 years for a script, right? That's...
Yeah, just scrap it. Like, people liked Forward Unto Dawn. Just keep... Like, if people want to watch a Halo series, just watch Forward Unto Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Just... I don't know why they're... Like, video game adaptations don't do well anyway, because the problem is that they try to please... The problem with video game adaptations, whether it's a movie or whether it's a series, is that they focus too much on pleasing fans of the game, and they don't focus on the audience around, like, just the general audience. And the problem is sometimes the game is so unadaptable for a movie, they have to change things.
Yeah.
Like Hitman. Like, that's why the Hitman movies don't work. Or Warcraft, or Assassin's Creed, or like any Uwe Ball movie, because all those are video game movies. Like, even people that say Mortal Kombat, like, compared to like all the other ones, yes, Mortal Kombat is like some Kane, but even then it's not really good movie. Like, they made an M-rated game to a PG-13 movie. Like, if you want to see a good like Mortal Kombat series, watch Mortal Kombat Legacy Season 1. Don't watch Season 2 because Season 2 is trash. But watch Mortal Kombat Rebirth, the short film, and watch Mortal Kombat Legacy Season 1. Like, that's how you need to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, no, this Halo thing, yeah, it's dead. I think they just gotta kill it. I'm just gonna echo those words because it doesn't make sense what they're doing. It's like they don't want to give up on it, but you're bleeding money and you need to give up on it. That being said, Witcher 3, though, is kind of currently in development, I believe. Latest news said, that one of the showrunners, and I believe it's a woman, she has all the books, and she's writing the note, like sticky notes and stuff like that, and like the storyboard in of itself. And she said this quote, that they're not going to water down the experience. And that, to me, is very key because The Witcher is a very brutal and dark fantasy, medieval, storyline. And this is coming because not many people know about The Witcher. And I found out when playing Witcher 3. And I played Witcher 2 before that. and I found out there were books. So, and then I started reading the books, and the books were really good, and that kind of like introduced me to the books and the world, because the games are after the books, and to me, it's very key that they're not going to water down the experience. If they were to, then that would be a big thing, and people will be pissed, and they just need to really go into that book material and kind of put that into TV format. And I think doing so, you're going to get good results, I believe. It's just that you got to get that casting right, though, for Geralt. If not, you don't get that casting right, it's going to be something.
Make Triple H Geralt.
Oh, shit. Oh, my. He would have to, like, grow his hair back. Just like, oof. But no, what do you think about this? They're not going to water down the experience.
What network is this going to be on?
On Netflix.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense because usually Netflix, I would say, like usually Netflix is where they put like most of the mature stuff, like that, and like HBO.
Yeah, those are like the big ones to go towards.
Yeah.
Kind of like, the Watchmen thing going to HBO. It makes sense.
And let's not get started on the Watchmen thing because they just put out, I think someone Damon Lindelof just put out a quote saying, "Oh, it's gonna be in present day," and everyone's like, "Nope."
Oh shit.
I'm not for Watchmen in present day.
Oh
I'm not
fuck.
I'm not for Watchmen in present day because the whole point of Watchmen is that it's set in the 80s.
Damn, I didn't hear about that news. Shit.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
Hopefully that's like a rumor. If not, that'll be
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully it's a rumor, because if it's true, I'm not for that.
I mean, HBO usually doesn't fuck up with their shows, like, because they got like Game of Thrones and Westworld, and those things are like very like intellectual watches.
But even though that the Game of Thrones books haven't finished, just because George R. R. Martin is too busy with the show.
Oh, but the thing is, he's not even doing the show though. That's the thing. George R. R. Martin. He only like wrote 2 episodes.
No, I thought he was like an advisor.
I mean, you can say, just like Jeff Johns is an advisor, or was an advisor, right? So it's like, but no, it's a good thing. I can't wait. I don't know when this is coming out. I'm gonna say it's gonna be like what? I'm gonna say 2020. That is my guess right there. I think that is really what's gonna happen with the show. I think Netflix needs to pull a lot of money in the show, or they could just do practical effects. I think that will be another go-to thing for like the monsters. Kind of save on money as well. Practical effects and like the really big stuff.
Like even if you look at the Marvel, like Netflix TV shows, I think those budgets are not really that big. Like,
but that's because Netflix is like the distributor, right? ABC still makes the shows.
Yeah,
they
because
just put
like
for Netflix.
And plus they're like street level shows, so you don't really need that much special effects. You probably just need like wire work and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's like Iron Fist that needs the most CGI stuff.
Yeah. Other than that, like their budgets are like, I think like 2 or 3 million an episode, something like that.
Oh yeah, something like that.
It's not like Legends of Tomorrow that just like blows their budget on every episode, and that's why all their episodes that's why they have like one episode that looks really good and then the next episode looks really bad, because they blow their budget on one episode and they have to make it back.
They gots to. On that topic, I guess we can really talk though about Flash real quick.
Yeah.
What do we think though? Do we think that Flash or the show has become like they don't know their identity of the show, or they just don't know what direction to put the show anymore?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of grinding. like they're kind of like spinning their wheels, like no pun intended. But just because like for the first 3 seasons they had speedster villains, and it got really tiring. Like it worked for the first season, just because like it was a new show, and like Tom Cavanaugh was a great actor and portrayed Harrison Wells really well, and they told us he was the Reverse Flash early in the season, unlike Zoom, or yeah, unlike Zoom, where they waited almost up until the end of the season and like no one cared. Same thing with Savitar. But and it's just like the problem with Flash and these like CW shows is that they're very like focused. Like their main narrative element is the villain of the week.
Oh yeah, that's what I
So
think is kind of like, I guess, the flaws for the CW shows. Same thing like with Supernatural. Supernatural does the same thing as well. I mean, they don't have a villain of the week. I guess you could say monster of the week, right?
yeah,
It's like a CW trope, and
yeah. I think Arrow has gotten better because Arrow like is focusing more on like long form stories and not like short like 1 episode stories now. But I think the problem with Flash is that they kind of like run out of ideas. They're stretching things out that like decom they're decompressing the story, and that's what really hurts it. Because I think if you compress Flash down, it will become a better show. But since they have to stretch it out to 22 episodes or 23 episodes, it really kind of burns you out.
mhm. And I know some people are trying to say Gorilla Grodd is going to be the next villain for the next season, and I'm just like, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's
He
too much
costs
budget.
too much budget. Like whenever they use Gorilla Grodd or like King Shark, like they go over budget. Like that's why Gorilla Grodd could only be in like 1 or 2 episodes at a time.
Exactly. It's not Game of Thrones where they're able to throw the money at the shows and the people doing it, because you get dragons like legit looking like real life dragons, better than the Smog and the Hobbit. But the thing is, like, it doesn't look real in the Flash, and it's a lot of money still because of the CW. CW is just, they don't really give much money out like that.
Yeah.
But do you think? I think they announced another season. I could be wrong.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
They usually announce renewals in February.
Okay. But do you think it's going to get another season?
It's still one of their most popular shows, so I wouldn't be surprised if they renew it.
Because I don't know what direction they can go next. It's like,
I don't know. Like I don't know where they would go.
because they got rid of okay, Reverse Flash is done. They're not going to repeat that.
Yeah, Reverse Flash is in Legends now.
Zoom became is it Black Flash?
Zoom became Black Flash.
And Black Flash died, right?
Yeah, Black Flash is somewhere in the Speed Force.
Okay. So, but the thing is, they're not going to make Black Flash a main villain.
No.
Just makes no sense. The Tinkerer, no one really cares for.
Oh, the Thinker, yeah. Not Tinker. Tinker's a Spider-Man villain.
Oh, shit, yeah. What's his name?
The Thinker.
The Thinker. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So, okay. No one likes the Thinker.
Yeah. Like...
Nope.
So, there's no other villain to do. Like, you can't do Gorilla Grodd.
No. Oh, hey, Marvel DC fan.
Oh, hi.
Yo, my boy's here.
Yes.
Finally.
I'm here. It is very late, or
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming it is late.
Yeah,
Well, for me anyway.
But okay, what are your thoughts on, I guess, the Flash, Marvel DC fan, on the state of the show right now?
Well, I mean, I think, like you said, it's just they kind of lost. There's not really much of a direction of where it's going, and they kind of just are losing ideas. So I kind of feel like they're just pulling just random things out of a hat. Like, oh, like we can't do a speedster villain, so what can we do now? It was like, oh, let's do Thinker. It's like, all right. And then for like plot ideas, just be like, oh, what should we do next? It was like, oh, the trial of Barry Allen. It's like, fine, let's go on and do that. So yeah, there's just no direction to anything. And it's just, the quality is just, it keeps going down and down each season. And I'm kind of worried if they do another season, because like, if it keeps going in the direction that it's going right now, then I might just completely stop watching The Flash from there on.
No, I dropped like right after the mid-season finale. I'm like, I'm done with this show. I'm not watching it anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I wish. Oh yeah, Krypton got a trailer.
I did not
Guys.
watch it.
It looks very. I don't know what to say really. It's
It looks cheesy.
Yeah. I would say cheesy.
I didn't see the trailer, but I saw screenshots, and I'm not really that interested in the show.
Yeah. Still, you can't really tell what they're trying to do with the show. It's like, oh, it's Superman's great grandpa or grandpa. I don't know which one they're trying to go with.
Yeah, I'm not interested in it mainly because of David Goyer. He's the executive producer. I'm like, I don't care.
David Goyer, man, that man ruins a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Say the least.
Yeah, and as I keep saying, like David Goyer put out a quote, I think today, saying, "Oh, like we don't know when we can expect Green Lantern Corps," but like, because he's also writing Green Lantern Corps, which I'm not happy about. But the problem with David Goyer is that people often say that, oh, David Goyer wrote the Dark Knight trilogy. Well, yes, he did write Batman Begins, but after that, he wrote the story for Dark Knight, but the actual screenplay was written by Jonathan Nolan and Christopher Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with Dark Knight Rises.
Yep.
So he didn't write Dark Knight. Jonathan Nolan wrote Dark Knight. So, and
I don't know why people give him credit for that. It's like he gave this, like, I guess you could say broad idea, right? You can say that it's like a broad idea,
yeah.
but the more specifics go to Christopher Nolan, Jonathan Nolan.
Yeah, he basically like put out the outline, basically.
Yeah.
And like I like Blade. Like the Blade movies are like 90s movies. Like they're not the best movies, they're fun movies to watch.
Yeah, they're cheesy. I mean, it's like kind of like The Matrix in that time frame. It's like
it's
the black
popcorn
leather
fun.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Made sense.
Yeah. But like he directed Blade Trinity, which was awful.
Oh shit! Don't talk about that. Don't talk about it. It gives me like flashbacks, man. That's what Triple H too, right?
Yeah, that's a Triple H and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. So
the non-flashbacks.
I choose not to support. Like I choose not to support something that has David Goyer as a executive producer.
Oh yeah. What about that Flash? Not the Flash. Green Lantern movie though.
I don't know, because Green Lantern is my favorite superhero, so I might have to
suck it up.
I might have to suck it up, even though I'm not happy about it. But yeah. Hopefully, yeah. Oh no, I don't know what's going on.
I feel like you're gonna be somewhat critical once Green Lantern comes out.
Yeah, because the problem with David Goyer is that he hates superheroes. So I'm not trusting him with Green Lantern, but whatever.
Yeah. My gosh. Though I'm not gonna lie though, let me like pull this out right here. A screen share with you guys to show you how bad this looks. Wait 1 sec. This is for the Krypton show. This is the CGI. Right? So look at this. It is so bad. Like, what? Like, that CGI looks so bad. I'm done for this
Yeah.
Krypton show. It's like, it's too much. It's like, oh man, I don't know if that's supposed to be Brainiac or it looks
Yeah.
awful. And then he's like, from the writer of Man of Steel and The Dark Knight. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What? Like, get out of here. You didn't write The Dark Knight. And then they put these like really bad like rock songs that doesn't sound like it fits with it.
I hate that when they do that. It's just like when they put that Imagine Dragons song in the Wonder Woman trailer. I'm like, I like that trailer, but get Imagine Dragons out. I don't like Imagine Dragons.
And like the fucking like symbol for Superman looks like slightly different. It's like, wait, what? The S looks really different, and it's not even black; it's blue. Like I don't know the official terminology for what the is it Codex? I think it's like the little tool that you put in like the doors and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the key.
The key or the code. Like they show it in the show trailer, and it's blue.
But it was great in Man of Steel.
Yeah, so this is supposed to be connected, and this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, continuity errors, man. Let's go. It's just, to me, it's like a Star Trek, I guess, situation with Star Trek Beyond, or not Star Trek Beyond, New Generation. I don't know what the like new one's called, but you catch my drift.
Yeah.
You understand. So this Krypton show just, nope.
More like, I was comparing it to Battlestar Galactica, but yeah.
Also, we got another show coming out and getting those TV spots and also trailers is Black Lightning. And I'm going to be honest and brutally honest that I think this show is going to get canceled this year.
Yeah.
This show just seems very uninspiring. Like, I don't seem interested for these characters. And it's just, I guess the writing is just not good. I don't know why. And like, I don't know. I'm not digging the costumes at all or the tone. Yeah. It's like one of those things. And then it doesn't help them because it's not also in like the CW verse.
Which is weird because isn't it on CW?
Yeah.
Why?
So it's
why
not in the Arrowverse or whatever you call it.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So they will connect it later if it does well. So this doesn't help in that case. So no one's going to watch it because it's not going to be connected. So you're going to lose those type of people. And it's just, to me, it's going to flop hard.
I feel this is going to be like the Powerless situation.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Powerless came on. And
is that for the PlayStation, right?
No, that's Powers.
Oh, Powers. Okay.
Not Powerless. Powerless was the NBC comedy.
Oh, okay. I remember that one now. Okay.
That was like 7 episodes, and then they canceled it because no one was watching it and no one liked it.
No.
So I think this is going to be the same. Where like the problem with Black Lightning is that as you said, their marketing is really bad. Like, I don't know what audience they're trying to market to. And plus, it's a mid-season show. What I mean by that is that it starts in January and not October. So that cuts your audience in half already. Because, like, when that show comes on, it's going to have to compete with both Legends and Flash. I don't know what day it's going to be on. It's going to be on like Friday or Wednesday.
Oh, Friday will be Death. Let me look it up. Black Lightning. Okay, here we go. It is January 16th. That is on a Tuesday, actually.
On a Tuesday? What?
Mm-hmm. First episode date is January 16th.
What time is it at?
Let me
9 o'clock?
check. Time. Let me. It is 9 p.m.
Yeah, because so that means it's gonna go flat. That means there's gonna be 3 shows back to back. There's Flash at 7. At least my time. It's a Central Time.
Oh,
Flash
yeah.
Yeah, Flash
Yeah.
at 7. Then Legends at 8, and then Black Lightning at 9.
Well, for me, because I'm checking right now. It's saying Black Lightning will premiere on January 16th at 9 p.m. for me. So it would be after the Flash
It'd
mid-season.
be after the Flash. So does that mean they're moving Legends to a different day?
Maybe, I don't know. Let's see, Legends
Of tomorrow.
Oh, wow, 5 hours ago. President says that Wally West can appear on Legends of Tomorrow. Well, everyone's been asking for it, actually. Can't find it. Shit. Legends of Tomorrow time schedule. I guess we can type that in. Okay, that does not help.
Yeah.
Can you guys find it or no?
Let's see. I'm checking right now. It would be Oh, it doesn't come back until February.
Sure. Then that makes kind of sense, I guess.
Yeah. Comes back February 12th.
That was a while.
Yep. February 12th. And February 12th is a Monday.
Oh, sure. So they just moved it to on Monday?
Yep.
All right. Well, so Marvel DC fan, what do you think's gonna happen with Black Lightning? Do you think it's gonna survive, or you think this thing is gonna crash and burn?
I want to say it might survive just for a little while, but for the most part, I'm just thinking it's gonna crash. Because yeah, marketing isn't really good for the show, and like it doesn't appeal to me at the least. So, I mean, I'm gonna try and watch the first episode to see how it is. But if it's not that good, then I'm just gonna drop it.
Okay, I guess on that topic, and then seeing about Wally West appearing on Legends of Tomorrow, what do we think about that? I personally think that's a good idea. I don't think Wally West is kind of getting that recognition he deserves, and plus, get him out of that Flash show, because Flash is going downhill.
Yeah, they didn't know what to do with him, so they're just like, let's write him off. We don't know what to do with him.
So no, just put him on Legends, and I think that's the best bet. And you kind of make Legends also make it more appealing by having Wally West, a speedster. So do you think that's going to be good if they follow through with it, Inspector?
I think it would be interesting. Like, I'm not going to be watching Legends. I dropped the Legends with Flash when
Dang!
after
I
the
completely forgot
mid-season
about that.
finale. Yeah, I dropped Legends after the mid-season finale because I just thought, like, the same thing with Flash is that they're kind of doing the same thing like every episode, and it kind of got tedious for me. But yeah, I think it would definitely boost ratings, but I just think they just don't know what to do with Wally, so I don't know what they would do with Wally on Legends. Like, I don't think they need a Flash on Legends.
Yeah. What about you, Marvel DC fan? What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'd agree. Like, just at the most, it might boost ratings for like a little bit, but I don't think it will really impact much of anything.
All right. So we have for Black Widow, it's confirmed. She's getting her own movie, which is very interesting. She's getting a female writer. I can't pronounce Jack, and she's writing it. There's no release date, of course. This is like really early stages. You probably will not see this movie until, I would take a guess, 2021, 2022.
Yeah.
So that'll be after Avengers 4 and after like Spider-Man Homecoming 2 and all those movies, right? Is this good? I guess we're getting more like female superhero leads, and this kind of confirms Black Widow is still alive, unless it's a prequel. Kind of like Captain Marvel. So personally, I think this kind of movie has it should be good, because you can't really go wrong. Just make it Jason Bourne-esque style, like spy, like James Bond or something like that, along the lines of those. More preferably Jason Bourne. It just has the makings to be a solid movie. There's no way you can mess it up. I hope you don't mess it up, because it would be pretty bad, because you have a good foundation on kind of get your inspiration from. But Inspector, what do you think about Black Widow getting her own movie?
Yeah, I think it's about time. People have been asking for this since Avengers, and they kind of had a crappy excuse saying, "Oh, she doesn't sell toys." Like,
Well, that's because of what you. Oh, who was the person? That was like the whole
Mike
drama
Perlmutter.
between Perlmutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perlmutter and Feige.
Yeah, that's
So, yeah,
like
I
one of the
think,
big arguments they had with one another.
and plus nobody buys toys anymore, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think it's a good idea. As you said, I think it should be more like Jason Bourne, and I think it should take. I think it should be a prequel.
Okay.
I think it should take place during the 80s, kind of like what they're playing with the Wonder Woman movie, like the Wonder Woman sequel,
Mm-hmm.
because that's like the height of the Cold War, like the 70s or 80s.
That's true. But how
But
old is she?
that would kind of ruin the time scale, I guess. Since we
Yeah,
don't
that's what I'm
actually know how old Black Widow is. We don't really know how old anyone is in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I mean that's like one of the
That's-
thing about comic book movies, I guess.
That's the
Like,
whole
you
thing about
don't.
like Marvel comics, because they always say like, oh, a long time ago, or like they never say like how old the universe is, like how old people in the comics are. So
Yeah,
like,
they don't get that specific age, so it's like, I mean, you can try and just be like, "Yo, Black Widow is like 50 years old." It's like, dude,
I
she
mean,
looks young.
they could do like a Winter Soldier thing where like in the 70s or 80s they put her on ice.
No, that's true. Yeah,
They could put like suspended animation.
that would make sense
Yeah,
when Shield gets her or something like that.
yeah, that would make sense. Like I'm looking forward to it. I just want a good director.
Yeah, we got no director, just the writer.
Yeah,
So I'm wondering who will take this. It's not going to be Josh Whedon, though.
I would really like to see Sam Mendes, who did a Skyfall.
Mhm.
He also did Spectre. Like, I didn't hate Spectre. I thought Spectre was okay, but I thought Skyfall was great. But I think he would like anyone who did like the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, except for Quantum of Solace. But because Quantum of Solace was terrible.
Mhm.
But if they have like that kind of chunk, like they're not going to go that dark, because
Oh yeah, no.
the Daniel Craig James Bond movies are like really dark. They're kind of like Jason Bourne. Yeah, so I would say mix kind of, if they want to keep the humor, I would say kind of mix Jason Bourne with Pierce Brosnan and James Bond.
No.
I think that would be like the perfect like in between for the movie.
Mm-hmm. I agree. What about you, Marvel DC fan? What do you think?
I think this is a good thing because, yeah, people have been asking and begging for a Black Widow movie for years now, and and I think it'll give in like for me, Black Widow is probably she's a well-written character. Like I like her in the movies, and I think with this movie, I think it's a good opportunity to kind of give a little bit more backstory to it because in Avengers: Age of Ultron, we basically got this small snippet, and then that's it, and then a couple lines in Avengers, and really nothing. So if you're going to do a prequel, then I would hope that maybe it'd be good to kind of expand on what we've already heard and seen in the cinematic universe. So, maybe.
I mean, I think it would be cool if it was like a Black Widow Hawkeye team up movie.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a few ideas I have. Like maybe she starts out as like this assassin, kind of thing, doing these missions, and then Hawkeye or somebody gets called in, and then by the end of the movie, it's kind of like a team up in that kind of respect. So I think this will work out well for everybody. We just need a good director to kind of make it all happen, which I really don't have anybody in mind, but I'm sure they'll probably come up with somebody, and I doubt it'll not turn out bad.
Yeah. And right now, I guess we're gonna get into the comic side of things, but we're gonna quickly ask for Marvel DC fan, what are your like top 5 movies of 2017?
Oh God. Let's see. I'm gonna go because number 1, I think should be obvious to everybody. I'll go Logan, and then let's say we'll go Logan, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then Thor: Ragnarok is what I go with.
Interesting list. All right, we're gonna quickly, I guess, talk about Doomsday Clock issue 2, right? Because I finally read it. Good issue. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I love that page feel. Not gonna lie. Anytime I read a Doomsday Clock issue, the pages feel like awesome.
Yeah, it feels like old newsprint, or like
Yeah.
It's good print quality, but also they're printing it like the old Watchmen book, which is kind of weird. But yeah.
I'm gonna say, I'm digging it. I'm digging the direction it's going into, and it's slowly trickling into the DC universe. And I loved I just loved every interaction with one another.
I just can't believe that Rorschach ate Batman's pancakes.
Yeah, dude, that shit was funny. I was like, dude, he's like, yo, did you eat my breakfast? And he's like, basically, he's like, damn straight I did. I was like, what?
I love when Rorschach was like in Wayne Manor, and he just comes across the table, is like, pancakes, and he just eats them.
Yeah, dude, don't. This Rorschach though, like, dude, he legit just went to the Batcave. I was like, what? He found it and everything. Like, dude, this dude, even though he's crazy, he's kind of smart.
Yeah, and
I want to know the interaction when they're gonna see the Batman's gonna show him the original Rorschach journal. I want to see what happens there. I think it's gonna go along the lines of, this is like my guess, right? Like, you're gonna see, I'm gonna call him Rorschach version 2 or
yeah, they call him Rorschach 2 on the wiki, so you can just say Rorschach 2.
Rorschach 2 is gonna, like, I guess, look at the book, and then we're gonna get like a flashback scene of something of the source of this, Rorschach 2, and maybe his interactions with Rorschach, and maybe that theory of I think it's like one of the kids or something like that in the newspaper stand. It might be him.
Yeah.
Might go into that detail.
Or it might be the psychologist, or like Rorschach's psychologist kid.
Yeah, that one. It's one or the other.
Did you read the? Sorry.
I keep interrupting you. Did you read the supplemental material and back, like the newspaper articles and stuff?
I've been reading it in bits and pieces.
Yeah,
I haven't finished reading them.
It's really interesting. What I was talking about last week, the Superman theory is really interesting.
Yeah.
How, like they say, oh, like all heroes are like made by the U.S. government, and like how people are like rising up against or like protesting against Batman because it seems like Batman, like his identity got revealed.
Yeah, I was just like, huh. Like, I wonder if they're gonna go more into depth with that,
Yeah,
or it's gonna happen
Yeah.
at a later time.
yeah. What this is that like Doomsday Clock is taking place a year in the future. So by the time this ends, all the books will be caught up to where Doomsday Clock ends. So like if you're reading Detective Comics right now, the world, or not the world, but Gotham is pretty much Gotham pretty much knows that Batman and Batwoman created like a paramilitary force to like wipe out all crime in Gotham, like with Tim Drake and Batwing and Azrael, like the team, the Gotham Knights, as Tim Drake calls them. So, and like there's a big thing going on with Clayface, where Batwoman might have to kill Clayface because Clayface has been a good guy, but now the Victim Syndicate came back, and now they're turning Clayface against the team. And Batwoman might have to kill Clayface, and Batwoman, as we see in the solicitations, is going to go on trial. So, like that team is falling apart. So that might be like an impetus for what's happening in Doomsday Clock.
Mhm.
So it's really interesting.
Yeah, and I guess we can quickly talk. Those were like the highlights. We got no Superman. Superman may be, I don't know, next issue, or it might just be Wonder Woman. Who knows?
I don't know, but like I really like Marionette and Mime.
Mhm.
I like those new characters. I think what they're gonna do is that I think next issue, I know they're gonna I know that they're going to talk about the three Jokers more, because I think that's like issue 4, issue 5,
Yeah.
where like the solicitation is like clowns run rampant in Gotham City. That's what the solicitation says. So, and plus there's also like I don't know if it's a cover or if it's just like a promo image of Joker putting on like makeup with a nostalgia case.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But and also like I really loved Lex's and Ozymandias's conversation. I love how Lex is like, if that was your way to unite the people, that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
Oh yeah.
Like,
they're both pure geniuses in their own rights. It's very interesting
and
to
he's
hear
like,
that.
if you're the smartest person in your world, I would hate to meet the dumbest person.
Oh shit! I was like, geez, the roasting. I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah, like Jeff Johns writes probably the best Lex. Like
Dude.
he writes,
Lex goes in, he just roasts for days.
yeah,
I was like, geez.
and like Lex and LexCorp is like planning on buying out Wayne Enterprises, like merging.
Yeah, that reminds me of like I guess like Arkham, what's it, City?
Yeah, it was Arkham Knight where Lex
Arkham Knight, yeah.
where Lex
Yeah,
did like
the voicemail.
voicemail, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Reminds me of that like plot. Well, it wasn't a plot point, more an Easter egg.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested because like if you remember the first issue, like it ended with Superman, where he had the nightmare of his parents dying. And the thing is that this Superman that's in the like it's technically not Rebirth anymore because they ended like the Rebirth branding.
No, it's DC Universe.
It's just DC Comics now.
Mm-hmm.
But this Superman, like technically he's the New 52 and pre-New 52 Superman merged in terms of memories, but he pretty much just acts like the pre-New 52 Superman, like the pre-Flashpoint Superman.
Yeah.
And it's weird because the memory he's having is the death of his parents from the New 52. Because pre Flashpoint, Jonathan Kent died of a heart attack after the Brainiac invasion, and Martha Kent was alive like through the whole thing. Like she never died. So that's why he probably says like I've never had a nightmare before. So that's like that like really interests me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next issue. I don't think it's next week. I think it's the week after. I think it's the last week of this month.
I don't know. So, but like, Doomsday Clock is supposed to come out this month, right? Issue 3.
Yeah, issue 3 comes out this month. I just don't know when.
When does the block or the break period?
The break
Is that
period,
March or
the
April?
first break is March,
Okay,
and the second break is August.
August. Okay. So once it hits that, the time frame of February, it's like, gosh dang, now I gotta wait until like all
Yeah,
the way.
you have to wait until April to get the next issue.
Yeah, that's crazy. Shoot, I do want to say, I guess we can talk that big reveal though. That comedian.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Very unexpected to say.
A very divisive reveal within the fan base. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't, and a lot of people are predicting that it's just since Ozymandias has a brain tumor that he's just like hallucinating the comedian.
That would make sense if it's Joker. If Joker,
Yeah.
They're both comedians, so it's like
and as Red Hood just mentioned, like we were talking before the podcast started, and I was saying that we know that Lex got shot by someone, and like, as I was saying that Ozymandias might be seen a comedian, but I think it might be Joker in real life that shot Lex, or it might be just comedian who shot a blank, because that's kind of where like that's kind of like Shades of Watchmen, where like Ozymandias hired a hitman to kill to assassinate him, but the assassin shot a blank at him, and the assassin bit down a cyanide capsule and killed himself in the Watchmen. So I don't know. It's a lot of mystery, and I like it a lot. Yeah.
But if it does turn out to be like comedian's actually alive, right? It'll be interesting to say the least, because you got more questions, being asked, like, oh, how's that possible? I mean, besides blatant answer of Dr. Manhattan resurrecting him, was he just resurrected just now?
Or it could be Martian Manhunter shape-shifting as the comedian. Just imagine that reveal, where it's like Martian Manhunter, and he just comes out of the shadows as comedian, and then he transforms into Martian Manhunter. Because I know, like, because Martian Manhunter hasn't been seen in Rebirth.
But why would he do it, though? That's the question.
I don't know. Maybe Manhattan is messing with him, controlling his mind. I don't know. See, that's a fringe fan theory. I don't expect that to happen. That's like 0% chance of happening. But
Marvel DC fan, I gotta ask: have you been reading Doomsday Clock, or are you gonna like wait until like a collection to read it, or you just haven't had the time to?
You should have asked before we
started.
Spoilers. No. Yeah. Well, I've been keeping up with it. I haven't actually gone out and bought a comic book in a while because it's really hard with these kind of weather conditions. For the last few days, it's just been snowing like crazy, and I've been keeping up with it, and I'm really surprised with how it all is coming together. Like, it's all these surprises are like really awesome, and it raises more questions that I really want to see answered, and more kind of crossovers between the Watchmen universe and that kind of thing with the the whole, Batman Rorschach thing. Like, I want to see more of that throughout the upcoming issues, and I'm really excited about
Yeah.
it.
Speaking of snow, I know you're on the East Coast, Red Hood. So how's it holding up back up?
Dude, I got like no snow here.
Oh, that's weird.
Dude, Florida gets
And
snow, but my place doesn't. Dude, we got like below like record-breaking temperatures, no precipitation, and then when it precipitates, it's like 50 degrees.
That's so weird.
Dude,
Yeah.
the weather here is bipolar. It's like super cold one day. Dude, it's supposed to be like 22 Friday and no snow.
Yeah, that's really weird. And I love how they named the Winter Storm Grayson. It's like Nightwing.
Oh shit.
Nightwing is mad at the East Coast.
Jeez. Ah, shit. Well, guys, this is gonna be it for the Overlevel podcast, episode 20, and we're gonna give our outros and where you guys can find these guys. But first, if you like the podcast, hit the thumbs up button. If you want to hear more from us, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so you guys can know immediately when the live stream will hit. And guys, let us know in the comment section below what stuff you agreed with, what you didn't. Be respectful, and hopefully I can get towards your replies and comments. And also if you like my personality, and also want to see more stuff on my channel, I'm gonna be posting some more stuff on my channel. And also be wary, not beware. Buy it. It's on Blu-ray, and also there's gonna be a Nintendo Direct tomorrow, 2 hours long.
Which I'm excited about.
Yes, supposed to be a bunch of game announcements. But yeah, just check me out, and I'll see you probably tomorrow on my next video. Marvel DC fan, where can they find you?
Well, of course, mainly on YouTube at Marvel DC Fan X99. If you want to message me on Twitter, you can just follow me at Marvel DC Fan X99. And then, honestly, yeah, that's pretty much it for stuff. We're doing Injustice 2. We're starting that up again. So hopefully we'll get those out and pumping so we can move on to our next Let's Play I have afterwards, which should be really fun and colorful. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like my videos, comment, ask me anything, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And, yeah, take care.
Spectre, where can they find you at?
You could find me on Twitter at the Inspector.
All right, guys. This is the Overlevel Podcast, signing off.
See you later, guys.
See ya.